a lot of people are getting, very loud at the NFL, like, cancel the game already. And I can understand that completely. But I think the NFL, whenever they were talking to McDermott and Taylor, whenever they were back in there, I don't think anybody had the understanding that they were going to go play again. Like, I know publicly we didn't know that the game was canceled. Lisa Salter said that Stephon Diggs was in a towel already, pretty much, getting ready to go to the hospital to go see. So I don't think the locker rooms thought they were going to play ever again. So publicly there was like, cancel the game. And I felt the same exact way.
Absolutely.
But if we kind of look back, I don't think the NFL at any point was thinking about what we have to tell everybody else. We got to figure out what we got to tell the teams that are involved in this. Now they're talking about what the next steps are, how it's going to work out. There was a lot to sort through in real time. All the while, one of our guys might have just passed away.
Yeah.
So I understood why people were saying NFL cancel the game, but I think there was so much that they were trying to sort out pretty quickly. And I think the teams knew before we did
for sure
that game was canceled, which is obviously the most important part, but also the whole world was worried as fuck about how everything was going. So interesting situation last night. Game gets postponed or canceled.
Right.
We don't know the proper terming yet. They're trying to figure that out right now. But a lot happened very quickly there, and obviously I understand why everybody's pissed because of how much they care about everything. But I don't think those teams, once they got back in the locker room, had any expectation of playing a game. I think that was probably.
I think you're right. It feels like the NFL's first worry was obviously DeMar, and then obviously how are the teams doing and figuring out the teams and the best way to deal with them and make sure they're all right, and then way down the list. All right, we'll let the public know that this game's not happening tonight or whatever.
I would like to make it clear though that I do not believe every human at the NFL cared about Damar Hamlin. Okay?
Right.
Just like we saw a couple tweets from people who have covered the NFL who these aren't humans, these are objects for us to watch, bet on, have a good time. I think that's why this show has had success. If you'd like to call it, we have had success, which I think by all measuring sticks, it would be considered as such. We don't fully understand why. Big thing, though, is that humans. Lucky humans to play in the NFL. Very fortunate. Have worked very hard to get there. Have committed and sacrificed a lot of things to get to the NFL, but we get it. You played in high school. You love the sport. You love it more than the NFL guys. We get it. Now, granted, you would go do something that maybe a guy makes in the NFL, says, you know what, I'm going to run 5 miles instead of going to this event or this event. So guys have earned their way into the NFL. Let's make sure that is. But also, these are all humans. End of the day, egos, emotions, fatigue, all those things happen. And I feel like that's pretty much the backbone of our program. Whenever we talk about everything is hey, they're not just Madden numbers. Sometimes guys wake up, and you know what, they couldn't sleep. Tired as fuck. So that 77 they normally are, already a 73, let alone let's talk about the ankle now that they have. Okay, so that's 71, but you're expecting them to be their Madden rating every time. And I think that's just the first step of just being not real humans, right? Because you played them on a video game, you've seen them on TV, they're these superheroes, and there's a lot of people who live their entire life that way. There's a lot of people who have made a lot of money just viewing people as objects and as portions of society that are only there for our entertainment, not being humans. So that happened. So you saying the NFL cared about Damar Hamlin first for everything else, I think that is an accurate assessment. But we can also assume that there was probably some people that were
Agreed.
We got to play
we got to figure out this game, which goes even more so into the powers at the NFL having to be I got to deal with this team, and also inner conversations that are happening. These people are not good humans, but let's assume they're good negotiators or things like that. So there's a lot fucking going on. And I do think at the top, they did care about did one of our players just on the field? And I think that's inevitably what took. Have you heard from the NFL? Because allegedly it was makeup game is going to how does that happen? Week 17. We only have 1 week. It was on Monday night, too. If this was a Sunday game and they get good news about Damar Hamlin, you can maybe have a game on Tuesday, right, going into the final week and be able to figure out, what are you hearing for that? Is it all just dependent upon what news we get from Damar Hamlin in the hospital and then they'll make the decision? Or are they actively doing that right now? And what do you expect?
Well, I would say the teams involved, and that's obviously more than the Bengals and Bills, truly do not know because some are asking me, what is it going to be like? Do you have any idea what the league is going to do? They have not publicly, really, or very privately talked about what they're going to do. I know the focus, and last night, again, I was on this conference call, and they were very clear. This is not going to be about football. It's not going to be about how we're going to play the game. It was not going to be about any of that. And I think there's a real question of, like, would the players play?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like, if they said, and I'm just looking, and I don't know this, but I'm just saying logistically for any makeup game situation, it's a Monday night, week 18 is this weekend. Logistically, the only way they could maybe do it would be like a Wednesday, and I don't know that if the players would do it. I don't know if the team would do it. I don't know if the league would do it. There's so much that we don't know, and I don't, if there was, let's say they said, all right, we're not going to play it, I believe it would be not a tie, but a
void
contest. Yeah, like a void, and that would have ramifications, but I don't know that anyone is really concerned with the ramifications that much because there's so many more important things here.
Agree. I think all hinges upon Hamlin's health, and hopefully we'll hear something. Hopefully he'll be okay. And once again, we are not doctors. We've never seen this before.
Never.
So we don't even know what expectation is on the other side. So hopefully everything's okay. There was people suggesting that maybe they'll cancel the Pro Bowl, push a week back, have that game, then you go championship game into Super Bowl. I don't know how they had. I don't think that. I don't know how. I don't know.
Impossible.
Obviously, DeMar, his health is going to be a direct factor on how the Bills.
Probably right.
And if the Bills are going to want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's
right. If there's
Makes
some,
tons of
I mean, you would imagine if there's some good news, somewhat soon, and I don't know how soon news will be.
And
Just
what
in
is
general,
good news?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yeah, like,
I don't. And this is part of the problem. Is
like where?
Where's the bar?
We all are discussing this situation, and we've never been through it. The NFL's never been through it. There's been variations of games being postponed but really nothing quite like this. And so I don't even know what the playbook would be. And the season is short. There's not a lot of time. Like, there are some things they could theoretically do. I just don't know how much appetite there is to push hard, sort of get everyone on the field quickly to handle something like playoff
avoid
seeding.
the game.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like just make a decision. But I thought about this last night as I was watching it all, and it became like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and there was no real more updates going. You automatically start naturally thinking about the next steps, and it's like the timing of the season, the magnitude of it, like what just took place.
Yeah.
I have no idea how you get a team to want to play on a Tuesday or a Wednesday with Week 18 coming on Sunday. And
especially if you don't know how he is.
And then playoffs on it. Yeah, you just lost a very traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
So let alone the mental anxieties, everything that's going on there. Let's also think about just logistically, body-wise,
Yes. Right.
this late into a season, how sore and hurt everybody is. Then you get the shortest week of the season, and then you have playoffs. I just assume voiding the game is going to be the answer. And then what would you just go? Win percentage, I guess, is how they would go off of that, because people are like, can't do that. Never been done before. It's like, also, never happened before. And then when they didn't cancel the game for an hour publicly, it's like that 5-minute thing was still in everybody's mind, and then no update was happening, and boom, it keeps going. It's like the NFL, somebody in the NFL should have had a little bit of a grasp, like, hey, can you just tell us whether, I know you're talking to McDermott, you're talking to Taylor, you're talking to the locker room, you're on that phone, you're letting them know game's probably not happening. But we believe, as a PR department, as as the anybody department of the NFL, if you're not going to play the game, we should say that. We should also say the 5-minute thing didn't come from us. That came from somebody on the field who's not us. Like, I think there were some certain misses last night by the NFL in that department. But once again, this has never happened before. Like, this is very traumatic, very serious. I think there's a lot of holy shit happening. But you're right. Roger Goodell has not spoke yet. I think we'd all expect him to. Mm-hmm. But I'd assume he's in the middle of trying to figure out what the fuck to do as well. Because he, too, human, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's another maybe.
Last night, did you see towards the end, or not towards the end, but I guess when it was still, they claimed it was up in the air whether they'd play again. They were showing them underneath the stadium talking like the coaches and whoever else with the NFL. And they said, we've seen some players walking around, and you knew the game wasn't going to happen. Like they said, Diggs was in a towel. Like they already showered. Like the players are telling you, no, we're not going out there.
Yeah, and I think that is my biggest takeaway of everybody that was very pissed about the NFL not announcing it. It's like, I think the teams were very much under the understanding.
Exactly, yeah.
That this game's not happening. Like, I think the teams were told.
I don't think they would have gone. The teams, you telling me they would have gone out? There's no way. Like, the players knew. Like, you saw what happened on the field. Like, they were absolutely spooked. Like, it had to be awful.
PR fuck up, though, by the NFL last night. But I think communications fuck up last night for the NFL, but also they're probably from a standpoint, like, until we have a matter of fact, we're not going to say anything. You know, there's so much to juggle there.
Well, and